kind of wagons are rightly available and being offered by railways, and what is the carrying capacity, all those kind of information. The major thing or something which is very highlighting is anybody who's interested in moving goods wants to know how much time it will take for me to transport goods from point A to point B, and what exactly is going to be the charges that railways is going to levy on me. Am I going to get some discounts if I move through railways? Are there any schemes available? Are there any discounts available? So all those informations are something that a customer is looking for, and we try to bring everything onto this portal now. This has been long awaited, and people have been asking for us in and out, day in, day out, that we should have an information portal for this. We wanted to bring out the rebate schemes and the long-term tariff contracts or any kind of contracts that railway is offering from the goods point of view, freight point of view. We have been able to capture a lot of data from with the help of all your zonal railways and divisionals and all the goods sheds and the sidings at the first mile and the last mile service providers. So those are my laborers, contractors, or warehouse providers, and all kind of aggregators that are available across the country at various places. So we wanted to bring that also within this ambit of this portal. Once everybody or the new customer has seen all this, he would like to register with us. So that is something that our aim is, that more and more customers, more and more people register with us. They become a part of our family. They become a part of our ecosystem. So we have an option for him, the user registration. And as a part of this exercise, Railway Board has been very grateful in easing out this registration process. One of the major steps that has been taken in last 15 days with the help of CEO of Voice Office and Railway Board is that they have done away with the customer needing to visit the senior DCM office with his original certificates to get his ID and password. Now that step, one major step, has been done away with and is going to be a major game changer for any customer. Now it will be a contactless, and everybody would be through the mailer and SMS would be getting registered as any other website does. Once you are registered as a customer, then you are able to register your demands online, which is my existing e-demand module, and we are ready to give professional support services to them. Now, this support services will take you to the Rail Madad app. So even the Rail Madad application and the website are integrated with this portal. I can go one by one, but let me first take you to what exactly is the overall architecture. And for
this registration of new rail customer, new to rail, that we'll be explaining after, right? In the detail, how to register.
Sir, registration, there is nothing which is changing as I brought out. The user does not need to do too much on that. Only one step, he does not need to visit anybody anymore. And I'll ask Satya to demonstrate it if possible, the senior DCM screen, how it looks and how the things have changed for him.
Yeah, we will demonstrate one registration process, right? After you have completed it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, please.
From the existing customers, those who are already engaged with us, who have been doing business in and out for the railways for us, we have a different category or different services for them. We have a corporate login for them. Many of our corporate users who are having an e-payment agreement with us do get a free of cost login where they are able to track and trace and their consignments. They are able to see their e-payment log. They are able to see their ODRs, diversions. So that all can be accessed from this portal. All individuals who are registered as an e-demand users have their individual portal also or individual dashboard where they can access through the individual login. So all those e-demand logins are applicable over here for all the individuals who have registered as an e-demand user or will be registering as the FBD user also. So they can all come, and the same registration process which is there for e-demand will be followed over here. They can register themselves, and over here they will have a comprehensive dashboard of their consignments on run, their pendency of indents, and if they want to raise a request with the railways for any of their diversions, rebooking, demurrage waiver, all those things, they can do through their dashboard. They can track and trace. This is an FNR based FNR track and trace, which you are all aware of. Again, this is a smart freight calculator kind of a thing that we have come out with. So it is much enhanced than what you see on a voice website. This is, I'll take you through that. Any person who doesn't want to log in or is not a ePen customer but still is a customer to railways can raise a request with us for all his diversions in rebookings and demurrage, wharfage waivers, or any policy matters. So even if he's not registered with us but a customer with us can do that. Once you have raised a request, you will have an option, or the customer would have an option to track his request, what is the status, where it is lying, since when it is lying, and what is the outcome of the request. These are some public information that anybody can access. All the indents, which are outstanding indents, or the rake allotment system, as you are all aware of, for the iron and ore and coal. Somebody wants to see the allotments for next 2 days or anything, that can all be accessed. GST tax invoice for the customer is available. They can key in their tax invoice number and download the GST tax invoice. Again, the rebate schemes, the first mile, last mile, and the registration of the demand. So all these things are already available for our existing customers. Another philosophy that we have seen, or we could gather during all the discussions in last 3 to 4 months, was that if a customer who is new to rail or somebody who is looking for a specific commodity, we should have a way that we take him or navigate him through a commodity dashboard, in the sense that if he's looking for something to load, or a mineral within minerals or ores, or a food grain, then we should be able to personalize or give him a customized dashboard or a customized view of what offerings are there from the railway. So this commodity menu and the sub menus are architected around that kind of a philosophy. Various tools and services, if I take you through the tools and services, there are different tools which have been developed from on this portal, which helps you uh, search for a terminal with a lot of filters. There is a wagon selector where we have a lot of images also coming out. It gives a lot of more details about the wagon, which is available for a specific commodity. Then again, the freight calculator, track and trace, and our rate slabs. Again, adding to that, we have various services which are being offered by the railways, like 2-point, multi-point combination, timetable service, and mini rake services. Then these all menus take you to that detailed information about those things. We also wanted to bring out that how we help or how we want people to partner with us. That is, a long-term partnership can be established between railways and the customers. So this menu and all the sub menus talk about how you can become, how the customers can become a part of the railways. They can become a part of our invest in our rolling stock, or become a part of the logistics service provider, or do a long-term partnership with us. So like STS, long-term tariff schemes, and all those things can be invested, or they can get in touch with railways for that. And for the network, they can own a private sidings or a private trade terminal and become a partner in operation with the railways good share. And last menu is about contacting us. So you can raise a concern or raise a request with us, or contact our nodal officers. So we have all the contact details of our nodal officers being fed into the portal, and we are making that available to the public. So that gives me an overall picture of what exactly is on the site. Also on the home page, if you look at it, we have a contact finder on the left side bottom. So here I'll start now working on or navigating you through. This contact finder gives you a help that once you put in your district, somebody, you need to understand this portal is for public. So if he says that I want to look for people who are in, who can help me in, if I want to do something from Adilabad. So this gives you contact details of all the concerned senior DCMs and senior DMs of that concerned division where the Adilabad district lands. So we are trying to bring that information onto the website and make it more convenient for a public or a customer to get in touch with you. So this contact finder is based on a district code. So the minute you select a district where you want to do some business, go ahead and we'll give you the information of their contact in person, and they can get in touch with you people through this contact list. Every time on the website, we are asking the user to register. We want people to come and register with us. So this new registration is screen, or this option is available, which takes you to a new user registration screen. So here the process or the steps you see are similar to what you were looking at in the e-demand screen. All the inputs and the data being captured are similar to what you have seen in the, or what we were offering to the new user registration of the e-demand. I'll just go back. On the home screen, as you navigate down below the home, on the home screen, where we want people to know more about us, we want people to exercise or access various features of this website. Let me go with one by one. This is a choose your terminal or a terminal selector. If you click on this, this takes you to a very smart kind of a terminal search. So now this, what you have been looking at in FOIS or anywhere else is a normal station help. You point a station and you are able to get the details of it. Now here you see, this is a very smart kind of a terminal selector. Here you have an option to select your terminals. If a customer wants to see what exactly is near me. So we have a GIS mapping of all the terminals near me. Let's say I want to look for a territory near me, which is open for loading cement. So if you search for it, so it gives you which all terminals are near my location right now. This is within 50 kilometers, it says that there are 32 loading locations for cement, there are 62 unloading locations, there are 3 CRTs and 3 private freight terminals. And if you navigate, there is a GIS map which takes you to individual all those terminals. You click on it, you get more details on it. On the right side, again, there is a list view of all those terminals. And whenever you click on the loading terminals, it will show loading terminals. If you click on unloading terminals, it will show unloading terminals. So all these are clickable and you can play around. The customer can just navigate through it. Even on clicking any terminal, you will get more details about it down below. And even the aggregators, truckers details are available. So it's a one-stop place for anybody to search for terminals. It's a very smart and intelligent kind of thing. Even there are filters or the help that you are looking for some terminals which have a 24/7 operations or has a way bridge is open for mechanical handling. Or if you're looking for some terminals or a customer comes and looks for a terminal that, okay, I'm looking for a terminal which is also has a trucker registered or a warehouse also is available. So I should be able to do that kind of a filtration. So you can just select a filter and apply for that filter. So it will reduce that list or make it more convenient or personalized to your requirement. Within various filters you can search for a pin code based search. Let's say you want to search for specifically for a pin code. You don't know your district, you don't know the division code. So you will be able to find out the loading locations within the area of my pin code. So now it is more precise and more concise for my requirement. So a personalized dashboard or a personalized view has been provided, and it's a very smart and a very intelligent kind of a thing. So we need to promote this to the customer that this is the benefit coming to this portal. Now let me go back. Now we have another option as a select wagon. Now this is again a wagon catalog based on various commodities that we load. Now, as a common man, if I have to load a commodity onto railways, I only know that I'm going to load a specific commodity. So he looks for a some cement person who's looking for a cement loading. He should know what kind of wagons are being offered by railways. So here we have a bouquet of wagons as based on what transactions that happened over last 1 year or 2 years. That BCN is the most preferred. Mostly 74.82 percentage of loading which has happened in for cement in last 1 year is in a BCN wagon. Then we have a BCN high capacity, BCCW, box HL, box N. So all these things are brought out very neatly and cleanly on this portal. Similarly, if you want to go with food grain, like, so it will say if atta has been loaded, 100% of the times it has been loaded, it's in a BCN wagon. So this is the most preferred wagon you should ask for when you come to railways. So that is the kind of wagon catalog that we have developed, a smart wagon catalog from railways. This is a very smart freight calculator. Now you have been seeing a freight calculator which says, okay, I want to just go for a commodity from to, and it should give you a freight. Now look at the difference that we have brought out in this portal with respect to a freight calculator. Now, right now I'm starting with the commodity from the, let's say I want to book cement. there is a Johar town, and I want to take it to Ahmednagar. Now, the minute I have entered cement, somebody wants to see that, okay, are there any discount schemes applicable on this cement? Just click on that discount scheme and it lists down every discount scheme that is applicable on a cement traffic, be it RTT, be it distance-based, short distance-based concession, incentive schemes for using alternate good sheds, and the corresponding rate circular and the latest corrigendum issued against that scheme. All this gets listed out. The minute you change the commodity, the list of concessions and the discount scheme changes. Now, based on this cement thing, we are again providing him the wagon selection. So what you saw in the wagon catalog, he just needs to click and say that, okay, I want to see if I want to carry cement from Johar town to Ahmednagar on a BCN wagon, what exactly would be my freight? Now, let's wait for the output to come and I'll explain you the output. Here you see, like any commercial site, we are now offering him the discounts being made available to him. Now we are telling him that this would have been your 94,000 or 84,000 would have been your original freight, but railway is offering you a discount of 4,54,000 or 5,11,000 or as per the discount schemes, and the discount is traffic to and traffic from any state. On the right hand side, you see there is another new tab which has come as a Vikalp. Now, this is based on what Railways has said that if there is an alternate good shed available for Ahmednagar, which is Ruhari RRI, which is in Central Railway, that if a person was supposed to be loading from Johar town to Ruhari, he may be getting a more beneficial discount on this. The user can go into the details of the charges down under, or he can always see the incentive schemes which are applicable. This will take you to the list of all ambit of discount schemes that are available to him. Let me get back to the freight calculator. So this is what we wanted to bring out, that this has become smarter and we plan to make it more smarter day by day. What we are planning is that maybe we will apply some more discount schemes and the user can actually be able to play around with the freight calculators to see if I apply scheme A, then what exactly would be the offering from railways, scheme B, then what exactly will be the offering from railways. A user would also have an option to download this freight details based on a PDF and take a printout of this. We also give you a GIS view of the route, the chargeable route of this consignment from source to destination. So all this has become much smarter. We are telling you what exactly is the distance and also the expected time of arrival or expected travel time. So we say that around 159 hours it is going to take from Johar town to reaching Ahmednagar on this train. So this is what we have developed on the thing. Again, the source and the destination, we are providing you more details on the terminal, the service providers, who all are giving me the warehouses, aggregators. So from one screen only, user would have a lot of comprehensive information. Even he can look at this Johar town on the GIS map, where exactly is the Johar town. Okay, this is place, and this is the destination. So all this information is available on a single screen now. The minute he clicks on the alternate or the Vikalp, the freight calculator recalculates the freight and offers it to the user. So minute you say that, okay, I don't want Ahmednagar, then it will recalculate and come back to you, the customer, with a new freight. It's taking a bit too long. Raman, we need to check this thing, huh? Okay, now let's go back to home screen. The home screen talks about what our business is, then glimpse of what we offer. We have various incentive schemes. So this lists down all the incentive schemes that are applicable. These have also been categorized into various groups like freight incentive schemes. Here, it provides you the list of all the incentive schemes and the corresponding circulars and the corrigendums. You can click on it, go to the circulars, policies and rate circulars. So it's more of a site to be explored rather than if I keep on telling you about everything, it will be too lengthy a thing and it will get boring. So all these are put into various buckets, and anybody and everybody has an easy access way to reach out and find out what exactly are the concessions and the schemes available. Similarly, we have a timetable movement, track and trace, professional support. So this professional support or anywhere, if you click on the site to for a support, it takes you to the Rail Madad, which is more also has been personalized for our freight business now. So this Rail Madad is not what Rail Madad is for a passenger facing application, but it is more personalized for a freight and parcel inquiry now. So going back, own a terminal and own a wagon. These two links provide you with the policies and the process of how to approach railways, how to invest in Indian Railways for a terminal, how many today. It gives you statistics of what exactly 77 PFTs and 1385 private sidings we have on railways. And the application for PFT, it explains in detail what exactly is the process in the application process for PFT and for the private siding. So step-by-step process is given over here. Signing of agreement, notification. So all this process has been well detailed in one place. So this is the information which was missing at any of the railway board or anybody to come for a freight business. It was not well articulated and well settled. Now we have tried to bring that all into one place. We are talking about how green and energy efficient transportation we are providing in the railways, and a list of FAQs. Now, these have been based on our understanding. These FAQs have been listed out. The topmost FAQs how are listed on the home page, and then we have option for a user to see all listed FAQs also on the page. So there's a bouquet of FAQs also now available. Now, coming back to the top menus. Now, we are talking about the booking process. So somebody who is new to Rail would like to see the booking process. Okay, go ahead, click on it, and it will list out what exactly is the registration process for you. It talks about, okay, you want to register, you have to upload a few of your documents, self-attested documents, and then you can go and register with us. And it provides a link that, okay, if you want to register, go ahead, do it right away. Come back. And this says once you have registered, then you go into the booking. Now, what exactly is my booking process? Or any person who's in novice to the railway bookings or railway business would come to know a lot about how we do registration, booking, movement of goods, and delivery of goods at the destination. So this gives you a one-by-one, step-by-step process of how we are going to help a new person understand railways better or a freight business better. Find a suitable terminal. Again, it is the same terminal dashboard I had shown you. Select a right wagon is a wagon catalog thing. Expected freight and charges and transit time is the freight calculator. Rebates and schemes, again, I have shown you where exactly the rebates and schemes takes you. And at any time, the user can navigate from the top menu and come back to the where exactly. The first mile and the last mile service provider, you go with this and try to search for a terminal like Rosa, and it gives you all the details about Rosa terminal as well as all the service providers. Here you see we have done one pretty good thing about warehouses from CRWC. We have captured the CRWC's daily occupancy. So if you see this is updated on 8th, that what exactly is the capacity of this warehouse at Rosa CRWC, that is 12,017 metric ton, and today it is available is 10,854 metric ton is available. This is a very useful information for anybody who is looking for a warehouse. Presently, we have been able to do this integration with CRWC, and if we try to capture this data from other warehouses, we would be able to display it on the screen that what is the availability of a warehouse capacity for anybody to exploit. So this again, this is a user registration screen, which I have already shown you. Register your e-demand. It takes you to the e-demand login screen from where somebody can log in and start using his e-demand module. For existing customers, let's say a customer who is a corporate to us, maybe if it's an ACC or an FCI, so he has a corporate login given issued by Chris to them as a part of the e-payment agreement. He can go and log into his portal and see his customized reports and data for him. I'll do something for. So this is a dashboard which is customized only for ACC. So he has approached Railways and Chris and got his own dashboard created. And from this FBD portal, we are providing him a link that, okay, on one go, you can have a look at all your insight, inbound indents, ODRs, FNR, freight register, all kind of queries that he has personalized or he has created for himself. So this gives you a link and an access to your corporate logins. Similarly, we have login for an individual. Here, somebody has to use his e-demand user ID and then he can log in. I don't think I have any of the on the production system. Do we have any, Raman?
The one we may try it in the testing server. We have some dummy RTND credentials.
Arrange कर लो. I think we should show it अभी.
सर उनका पासवर्ड नहीं होगा. Let me show it in the test environment. Let me show it.
Test environment it is important here. Test environment base we can do.
Okay. So for individual, I think you're able to see my screen. So this is my test credentials. I'm using what exactly we are offering to the customer. So once a customer logs in using his e-demand credentials, he would be able to see a dashboard, a small dashboard within the ambit of this portal, where we are showing him all his on-run consignments, where they are currently last updated and when it is expected at the destination. So this is a test data. Don't go by the data, but this is what we are bringing out to the customer, that they will be able to track and trace their consignments through this dashboard itself. They would be able to see their outstanding indents, where they are and what kind of an indent it is. That he has a core indent for Bob RN of 33 wagons at Bachara sidings. So in one go, for all over the country, he would be able to track and trace and keep a tab on what exactly his business is doing. So outstanding indents, on-run consignment. Another option would be that he would be able to, and he will be able to monitor his request. Now, on this portal or in his dashboard, there is an option which we have given to the customer that he can raise a request with Railways. Now, this raise a request is like if he can apply for diversion or a demurrage. Within the demurrage and diversion, he can ask for diversion, rebooking, short of destination, stacking, demurrage waiver, wharfage waiver, and others. Similarly, he can apply for discount schemes to Railways, which has a long list of subcategories: LTTC, RTT, STS, PFT, LSR, and all, as you can read through. And then when he selects something, there is a location. Then when he's applying, he has to say that I want to apply for discount scheme to Railway Board, or to a specific zone, to a specific division, or to a specific station. So there he is able to raise his request. So he may be able to raise a request for diversion, demurrage, or a rebooking to a zone or a division, all these things. Then he says that, okay, I want to apply for an application or a request to senior DCM. He has been given an option to upload his request or any document which he wishes to, maybe a copy of the RR or his application or his supporting documents, whatever, a single file of maximum size of 10 MB he can do, and he can write his message out here which he wants to convey to the railway authorities and then submit it. The minute somebody submits it, okay, let me try it out. It will be the minute he submits it, he will be given a registration reference number also. And this becomes a reference number for him to track his request whenever he wishes to. So on the registered request also, he would be able to see his latest request that he has raised with us. This one, application for diversion rebooking pending from 8th at 3:46. So this is the latest one with the Eastern Railway. And as and when the status of this reference changes, it will be updated on his portal. So he can click on any of them to find out what exactly is the status of his request. So from this dashboard of his, once he is logged in, he has an option to raise a request, or he has an option to see outstanding indents and on-run consignment. And as time progresses, we are going to add more value to this dashboard of the customer. We are trying to bring him all the ETRRs, or he may be able to download his RRs from here, and even see. I think we have. I don't know. We will be able to provide him with a GIS view of his on-run consignments also and everything. So everything, most of it is clickable, and more information on any of those things are available now. Here we are giving him the status of the consignment on a GIS map. So this is a test data. So maybe data is not there, but for the dashboard point of view, all this data would be available to the customer. So he can go, and the best part is that once he is in the dashboard view, he still has an option to go anywhere and continue navigating my site and looking for more information. And whenever he wishes to, he can come back and maybe he can continue with his dashboard. That is the best part of it. So he may be in some other menu altogether, but he can come back on the go to my account and come back to his dashboard and continue from where he left. So all this data is there till the time he signs out. So this was a test environment. So I'll go back to the production, the live environment. From the existing thing, we had talked about corporate login, individual login. Track and trace again is something like an FNR inquiry. So let me give you one FNR. So this is a GIS base and a textual base. You're able to track your consignments on a GIS view, as well as you're able to see from a customer point of view where your consignment is, when it is expected. So this consignment has started from source. It is currently at, this is a cement of UTCL, and it has been last reported arrival departure at around 9:14 today from Kharsia, and it is expected at destination at on 10th at 5:24. So this is a kind of a track and trace we are providing to the customer. Freight charges and transit time estimator is again same, the freight calculator we have talked about. Raise a request. Now, one thing I showed you was once you are in a dashboard or you have logged in, you can raise a request. But what if you don't have a dashboard? You have not registered in the e-demand, but still you want to contact railways. So here is an option for anybody who is not registered to still continue to raise a request with us. So that here we will need some more information from his, like first name, last name, his email ID, his mobile number, and his organization. This information for a registered user is there in my database, so I don't need that. But if you are not registered with us, the public can still continue to raise a request with anybody. And the overall flow of things is that once you raise a request, the customer and the concerned railway official, as per the uh, matrix or as per the decision taken on date, that any station and the divisional request will be routed to senior DCM of the concerned division where the user has opted for. And if it is for a zone, it will be given to the CCMFM, and if it is for the railway board, it will go to EDFM. All this has already been, matrix has been put into the system, that kind, irrespective of the category of the request. On date, the concept is that irrespective of the category of the request, based on the jurisdiction where the customer is applying the request, it'll go to the concerned senior DCM or CCM FM or EDFM. So this thing for a non-registered user can be done through this, the option of raising a request. And once you have raised a request, you have got a tracking ID. You can go to this track your request and put key in your request ID, and you can track your request, what exactly is the status of the request. Since this is a production system, I cannot show you that thing because I don't have any request ID. Maybe I'll log in somewhere and show you. Okay, this is one of the ODRs or indents across the country or the RAs. Now you go into this, it will come out with a page where you are able to see all your somebody would like to see where exactly is my RAS coal indents, coal allotments, areas in coal allotments, areas in allotment more than 30 days. So whatever is there in the RAS coal module or RAS iron ore module, which can be publicly shown or publicly displayed without any login, is made available through this one page. And indent status, let's say you want to see ODRs, indents, all the ODRs which are there in the Central Railway, just click on it. It will list out all the indents which are there in Central Railway which are pending. Similarly, and if you look at this left button, you can go back to this menu and come and visit any of those pages like coal allotments or area of allotments in RAS coal. So all these things so this is how the data has been represented and brought out for the public in RAS coal, RAS iron ore, or overall Indian Railway indent status and the matured indents. For existing customers, they can go for a download of GST tax invoice. Just key in your tax invoice number and it gives you an option. If it is a genuine tax invoice number, then it will give you an option to download as the prescribed format or the authorized format. Rebate scheme and long-term contract, again, same bouquet of all the contracts and the schemes that are available. First mile, last mile, I've already talked about, and e-registration of demand takes you to the e-demand login screen. Now coming to the third or the second menu is the commodity-based dashboarding or commodity-based personalized services. Now let's go with the first menu and coal and coke. So this is more of a something like if a customer says that I want to move a coal and coke, I want to know what Railways is offering me, then how do I approach? Now we say that this is we talk about bit of a statistics on our coal business. This is a regular data that we even give to e-Drishti and Rail Drishti. So data that you're looking at is 3.44 million tons of yesterday's loading, 7 days or month to date or year to date is what is available on the Rail Drishti or e-Drishti website also. So we have captured the same data over here. Now the customer is supposed to specifically look for a coke. Okay, I want to know if I want to move breeze coke, what exactly is the offering from Railways. So what we do is we give him a personalized service saying that these are the terminals. There are about 2,296 terminals which are applicable to you for moving around breeze coke. There are 5 types of different wagons which you can use. And there are about 7 incentive schemes applicable on breeze coke and rate slabs which are applicable on breeze coke and calculator which is customized to breeze coke and 2-point combinations again. So this page by itself gets painted as per the breeze coke which user has selected. Now, if you want to go for any of those, it will be more customized. You click on it, it gives you the list of those 5 wagons which are available for breeze coke. So now the smartness of this page now is that now you have got 2 inputs already from the customer. That one is that he's trying to move breeze coke and he says that, okay, I want to take it from the box NHL. So he clicks on this box NHL and we can directly take him to find out the expected freight. So now breeze coke, we know box NHL, he just needs to fill in the station form in station 2 and automatically the system will calculate his expected freight for the breeze coke. Or we can take him back to the page of breeze coke. He can find out what are the incentive schemes which are applicable for breeze coke. So these are the various 7 incentive schemes which are available for him. You want to see what are the rate slabs for BRIESCO? Go ahead, we will help you out with that. So these are the BRIESCO rate slabs for train load and wagon load, distance-based rate slabs which are applicable. Again, smart calculator, as we have already talked about, the commodity would be fixed over there and he has to select other things. 2-point combinations which are open to him. So these are all drillable and clickable options that he has. So he can just search for it within a location. So all these are the combinations, like Akola and Bandhera Junction are allowed for a 2-point combination for a BCN in all commodities. Since it is open for all commodities, of course, the BRIESCO qualifies for the same. So all these things are available from that commodity page itself. I'm showing you one example and it is applicable for all kind of commodities that you look into this catalog of commodities. So it's only the person has to go and look for a specific commodity or in a particular category, and he will find his own personalized services from that. If it is in food grain, then he can look for maize, maida, gram dal, or anything kind of a thing. And automatically the screen gets painted or personalized as per the requirement. So here for Payson, he has 2 distinct wagon types, 11 incentive schemes, 35 rate slabs, and smart calculator and 2-point combinations. So overall, a very good tool for a customer to approach railways, or rather not to approach railways and use this portal itself to get all his answers. So these commodities have been listed as various coal and coke, minerals, food grain, cement, chemical, manure, iron, petroleum, container, automobile, sugar. So all these combinations have been very well articulated and categorized as per common man's understanding and usage. Now we go to tools and services. So there is a tools and services is again a smart navigator point of view. We have a terminal selector, which is same as your terminal dashboard. Wagon selector is a wagon catalog. This is my freight calculator, track and trace, and rate slabs. So again, rate slabs is something that somebody would like to know for any specific commodity. What exactly is my rate slab? So here he can easily go and look for the distance-based rate slabs for himself. 2-point combinations, it gives you again that you are looking for loading or unloading 2-point combinations as permitted by railways. So you want to see loading of cement, and I want to see, again, this gives you a very smart filter with respect to station. You're looking for a pin code based search, you're looking for a district based search, you're looking for a state or a division or the zone. So in the state of Maharashtra, are there any 2-point combinations available? It says yes, because this Kherwadi and Manmad are open for all commodities and all rake types. So of course, you can have a cement also gets the leverage of it. So all this gets listed out very well into this portal. So going to the next menu is timetable services. This lists out all the timetable. Right now we have most of the container being moved on a timetable track. So it gives me a list of all the cargo things, timetable, and its schedule. So if customer is interested in availing any of these timetables for running his committed transportation of goods through railways, then he can opt for any of these schedules. And if there are any current train movements, it will show you as on date, none. So all these are clickable menus on this portal, which gives you more information on whatever you're looking for. Mini rake services, if they are, what exactly is the mini rake features which are being offered by railways, it talks about it. So what exactly This is 0 kilometers, 1500 kilometers, slab 2. So all this is more of a textual thing. Now going into partner with us. So we talk about join a network. It also talks about policies and the processes, how a user can approach us, how it can go for an application for a PFT or a private siding, or let's say if he wants to invest in a rolling stock, be his owner wagon scheme or liberalized wagon scheme. So all this talks about the various process and procedures, GPWIS, application process, everything well documented and step by step ease of understanding for the railway as sort of for a customer rather. Last mile, first mile logistics, it's again what you have in SMART, that is service market at rail terminals, how many are already registered, and what is the step by step process of registering with us as a service provider. It talks about that. Business partnership is when you are looking for long-term business partnership, what is the process and what are the guidelines from railways for LTTC and STS. So those are listed out over here. Contact us. You can always see the list of the nodal officers which have been put into various zones and divisions. You have a search for it. You can either go with, now even DFCC is there, but nobody has come up with their contact details. ECR, all these things you can look for a specific division. So this is an easy to navigate and contact. Raise a concern takes you again to the rail mother thing. Now I'll come back to home and talk about one of the very new features and outstanding feature that Chris has developed is what you see on the right hand side is what we call as a rail buddy or a friend of rail offer for the customer. This is a chatbot that we have developed and is available for the customers and something which is a very intelligent and easy to use tool. So here he does not need to look for the information. He can just go and do a chatbot, open a chatbot, which is my rail buddy. If he wants to do a freight calculation, he just clicks on a freight calculation. He is given an option of going ahead. Now, what do you want to do? I want to So this is the first time that FOIS or Indian Railways freight business has come out with a bot and a chat bot which says that okay, so it keeps on intuitively asking you various questions from the customer and comes out with a So it says that, okay, these are the valid wagons, which again, same catalog concept has been brought into the chatbot also. It says that you are looking for a full rake of wagon rake. So you say, I want to check the freight for a rake. So it says that this is the information, this is the distance it will be traveling. In 51 hours, you will be able to get it. And expected freight is around 35 lakh 47,838. So, and it also gives you the breakup of the freight. And do you want to explore more? So it's like it's talking to the customer, it's talking to the person who is navigating. So he says, yes, I want to know more. So he again says, okay, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a freight calculation of any other combination? You want to look for a terminal? You want to track your consignment? You want to find a wagon for suitable for your commodity? You want to know more about the business processes? Okay, so this is a booking process where a registration process needs to be done. It'll come out with step by step telling you what exactly is the booking process. So it says that first you will have to register yourself with your KYC documents on a voice. And if you want to do it right now, you can visit. Then it waits for some time, gives you the next detail of contact your DRM or whatever. So all this process, this has been made, the bot has been made to learn all this information has been fed into the system. And then if he wants to go, okay, I want to know more about booking, perfectly fine. If he says exit, so it says, okay, You can come back to the menu, and it gives you all kind of things. Now somebody says, no, I don't know. So he says he can even talk about it. So my bot will try to learn from it that what exactly are you looking for. So the minute it says that freight, so the best thing that bot came to know, okay, this is the most sought about thing. So if you're looking for typed freight, then you are talking about freight estimation. So it's simply brings you to the freight calculator kind of an interaction or a intent for you. So it starts off immediately saying that, okay, you select your commodity and start moving. So this is a kind of first time that we have thought about it, and in the very aggressive timelines, we were able to bring out that bot. Anything else that we want to talk about? I think.
Manish,
Sir.
complete cycle key, raise a request, how it goes to senior DCM or senior DOM and CCM FM, and how they have to close that request, that has to be explained. How the FOS dashboard shows what are the requests which are pending.
Okay, I think then I'll have to switch to a test mode rather than production mode.
Please show on the test mode.
Okay.
That is very important for field office system. What are the pending requests with us?
Okay, right now I'm switched my gears into the test mode because I don't want to spoil my production data. So we'll show you how customer would start raising a request and how our senior DCMs or CCMFM or EDFM would see those requests on the voice website and work on those requests and close those requests so that the customer is relayed back the update on whatever has happened to the request. Now, maybe there is a customer who says, I want to raise a request. He goes into this menu. I'll key in something like this. So I'm just updating my data as if I was a party. I want to apply for a diversion in, let's say, Delhi division. I belong to ACC and I want to apply for senior DCM. Please divert my rake from so this is what here you are not or any railway person is not involved in this screen. The customer is raising a request. Mr. Manish Kumar, who has a Gmail ID and a mobile number, he is saying that I want to apply for a diversion into Delhi division, saying senior DCM. I belong to ACC, and he says please divert my rake from Shakur Basti to Ghaziabad. Perfectly fine because he is a customer. He can raise a request of this sort. Now he clicks the submit button. So his request has been accepted in the system, and this is his request number. I'll just copy and keep it. Fine. Now, what happens to this request? Where has it landed? The minute somebody has raised a request, the senior DCM of Delhi, whatever his registered email ID and mobile number, would have got an SMS. Let me see if I can show you what exactly has happened. Raman, where exactly is the request being on the test server? Where is it going?
Must be going to TMS Donal.
No, that's okay. But email and SMS, I'm just trying to figure out if I can show them the email and the SMS also. I gave my Gmail ID, but it's not appearing in my Gmail ID.
It may take a few moments. Please wait for a few seconds.
Okay, perfectly fine. Let me switch on to that what exactly would the senior DCM look into? So senior DCMs would log into their voice website let's say they log into their so the senior DCMs would go into their task menu and they will go and navigate to all received requests. Here they will see that there is a request which has come from the last one. If you look at it, this was the one request that I had raised. Is the same number? Yes, it's the same number that I had raised a request with, RBDLI 202101088001. So this is a screen actually that your senior DCMs, and similar screen is there in the RMS zonal also and TMS zonal application also, that you will see all the pending request or whatever request you have received. This will list out everything. So all those requests which are there would be listed out for you, and you have to start working on individual request. Now, a request may be a bogus request or a genuine request, or it would be lacking some documentation and you want to say close a request. So what exactly is expected from a senior DCM is that looking at the request, he would accept the request. Once you say that I have accepted the request, a notification will be sent to the customer saying that your request has been accepted and is under process. So this second step, okay, I'll show you that. You want to see more about this request. It will give you who is the request and what exactly. Please divert my rake from Shakur Basti to Ghaziabad. This is what customers requested. Now senior DCM wants to work on this request. So he says, go download and accept. So it says, are you sure? The minute you say okay to this, immediately a notification will be sent to the customer that your request has been accepted. If you cancel it, request remains in a pending state.
And if a customer has downloaded any document, that will also be downloaded simultaneously.
Yeah, if there are any documents attached to it, it will appear over here and you will have an option to download those requests. Here, when you say download and accept, it says okay. So it will print out a complete request detail in a PDF format. You can save the PDF or you can print it on a printer and work on it offline. Now, I'm saying that the request has to be worked on in an offline mode. You take a printout of this document, do whatever you want to do in an offline mode, put it on file, take all the approvals, necessary approvals, and come back on the system once you have taken a decision on that request, whether it is accepted, rejected, or is it lacking the documentation part. So you go back. Now, if you look at your request, the same request.
Manish, can I ask something?
Sure, ma'am.
Please tell them that at the same time they are going to receive a SMS also on their mobiles.
Yeah, ma'am. Once the thing was registered, the minute the customer registered the request on the FBD portal, this concerned senior DCM would get SMS alert on their mobile as well as their registered email ID with us. They will get an email notification also that their new request has been raised by person XYZ for this purpose. So that's what, ma'am, I was trying to see if I could showcase them the mail also, but unfortunately, I'm not seeing that mail appearing. Yeah. Okay.
So the request is appearing at 3 places. I mean, request is appearing on their task of FOIs, but at the same time, they are getting notification through email and mobile SMS system.
Yeah. So this.
So nobody should be missing this out. This is what I want to only stress, that all divisions have to be a bit alert so that they are able to see all these messages which are coming to them and act accordingly.
Perfect, ma'am. Perfect. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks. So this is a kind of email which will go to the customer from our IRBD portal support cell that your request has been received and registered with the reference number this so and so with all these details, and they can keep a track of it. And that's the kind of email that will go to the customers. Similar email will come to senior DCMs also, and or to CCMFM or to EDFM as the case may be. So that is a kind of, and also an SMS alert will go to them. So here you see that the status of the request has changed from pending to under consideration of senior DCM. So if you look at it, the status has changed over here. And if I were to inquire, now a customer is, suppose, goes back to the portal and inquires about the request. And another day or so, he comes back and wants to know what exactly is the status of his request. So he would say it is under consideration. Fine. So this is how the status keeps on changing and we are notifying it, and any customers can come and find out the status of their request. Now let's go back to our application. Now senior DCM has gone offline. He has taken all the request papers. He has processed the request, and in a day or whatever hours it takes to process that request, he comes back and he wishes to close the request. That I have worked on the request. I need to notify the customer that whatever is the outcome of the request. Now, three outcomes have been identified. Either your request, the customer's request has been accepted by Railways, or it has been rejected, or you find that the documentation which has been uploaded by a customer is insufficient. So in either of these three cases, you have to close the request. Maybe you says that, okay, your request has been accepted. And if there is an acceptance letter you want to share with the customer, or any official letter saying that, okay, this is your request. See, this is just a case of diversion. It could be of demurrage waiver or wharfage waiver or LTTC. So you might like to upload a document and share it with the customer at the same time, so that he does not need to approach back to the Railways asking for that document. So here we are giving you an option that you can upload your document and share it with the customer. Then you says, okay, this is the authority number. So you took authority of PCCM, and today I took the authority, let's say. And you say save. So now it says that your request has got closed. So now you see the last request number, it has got closed. Similarly, if the customer was to see the same now, it will say it has been closed and your request has been accepted. So this is, and at the same time, an email and an SMS alert goes to the customer saying that your request has been closed, and you can come and on his email, whatever attachments you have done from your side would be appearing on his email so that he can download and take necessary action at that. So the whole idea is that, be it senior DCM or be it my CCMFM or be it my EDFM, they will have to keep a tab on what exactly are the SMS and the emails they are receiving with from the IRBD portal. The mail ID is support.irbdportal@cris.org.in. So if you need to whitelist those email IDs, you please do it from your mail server, but keep a tab on it that whenever the request has been received, you need to log into your voice applications. If you are a zonal user, you can log in either to TMS zonal or RMS zonal. If you're a divisional user, you can log into RMS queries. Go to the task of all received request. Look for, we are trying to add more filters to it and sorting and color indicators in this screen, maybe today or tomorrow. So you will be able to view it in a better way, get the messages, see which all are pending on it, and start reacting on it. So you want to see more details, you want to download, and then you want to close it. So our main thrust from Railways is that they need to keep a tab and they need to close all the requests in the minimum possible time and to the best of the satisfaction of the customer. So our aim is to reduce that turnaround time or whatever you may say, and we need to resolve the issues of a customer who are not going to approach you through the window. Now they are going to use the digital platform to approach you. So we have to be very apt before anybody says that the requests are pending for 2 days or 3 days or 5 days or 10 days. So our idea would be to close all those pending requests and notify it to the customer through the digital platform. So this is the overall workflow. Anything that I missed, ma'am or sir?
I think it is over, Amit. Oh, Manish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can take questions now.
Okay, ma'am. If there are any questions, we can take it. No doubt, no issues.
We can request participants to raise the questions if any queries.
Siddharth, do we have any questions?
All the attendees, may
I think so we have no questions right now. So I request all the participants, if they want to raise any queries or any issues or any improvement which they want to suggest later on, they can do it to Ravi Mohan Sharma or Amit.
yeah.
Only thing is that we need people to advertise or to tell their customers about this website. We need more and more people to come and visit the website, make use of this website. Marketing has to be good for this, because this is a FM initiative. Right?
What I was thinking, that we can have some kind of a webinar, including customers also. After 10 days or so, we can ask divisions, so that by that time they will be conversant with our website, and we can ask them if they can give this link to their customers, and they can be participating in the webinar.
Mr. Prabir Bhushan with a question. Sir.
Amit?
Yes, sir.
So then in that case,
Mr. Prabir.
Mr. Prabir has a question. Please, Mr. Prabir.
Yeah.
Mr. Prabir.
Yes, Prabir speaking, sir. Manish ji, in case other than senior DCMs and system FM zonal level, there is no other authority which are included in this. There are many cases where COM operating or other department has the complaint authority to deal with. In that case, whether there is any scope to pass the remark like forward to concerned authority or COM or engineering, because every remark cannot be provided by senior DCM himself, and it will show pending in account of senior DCM continuously or system FM continuously.
Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Ma'am, myself, Pravir Ghosal, Senior Commercial Manager, Freight, Southeastern Railway.
Okay. Now, let me clarify this to you, that we have in fact made a matrix in which according to the policy, the request goes to, say, CCM FM. So it is going to CCM FM, and now he is supposed to take action. Similarly, if any request is supposed to go to senior DCM, it is going to senior DCM. There is only one confusion as of now, which you can say, that damage waiver goes to senior DOM in Southeastern, East Coast, and probably some of the sidings in ECR and SECR. So that matrix we will revise, and probably we will do it as per the present system followed in zonal railway. Rest all request goes directly to senior DCM, because he is the nodal officer, and as per policy he is to act. In case of rebooking and diversion also, senior DCM is nodal, and he will take approval or consult senior DOM and give the consent to the division control, or say station itself. Now tell me.
Ma'am, it is, if it is regarding movement of trade and delivery of goods, it's okay. But there are cases related to freight service. There are cases, for example, prior to commissioning of a siding, every query of a freight customer should be gone to CTPM of Zonal Railway, because he is the nodal officer prior to notification of a siding.
So his application is landing to senior DOM. Here we are taking an application for opening of a siding or making of a PFT on this platform. Now, senior DOM becomes a nodal for that by default. He can either load on IERP portal or on this portal of FDB, then FBD, then it lands to senior DOM site. as far as siding is concerned. Now he becomes the nodal. He can talk to whosoever concerned is there.
It means operating officials are also involved in this.
Yes.
Their email addresses, mobile numbers are also included.
Why not? Why not?
Yes.
Manish ji, I'm having one more suggestion. That is, at the very initial step, is shown that near me, that connected with your location, physical location through Google Map. Now, what happens in practical field is that a person sitting at his office searching for a place where their physical factory is there. My suggestion would be that field near me may be customizable. Just like we do it in Google Map. We can change our physical location by only then exact scenario can be reflected.
So here we are giving you a lot of options. Either a customer would say that something I'm looking for is near me, that where I am standing, because this it will detect the location from your device standing. Then if you know your pin code for a state or a district from where you want to do loading or unloading, something you would know. Either you would know zone, division, for a state or a pin code. So it has given you all the options are there. So you can go for a state and
generally for existing customers, this particular key perhaps do not serve much. Only the new customers who want to transport through railways, only those people will be helpful in this. What I was suggesting is that suppose I am sitting at Calcutta office and my factory is at Verbill. So I should change the location, have the privilege to change the location so that goods set nearby Verbill area can be filled. We are more customizable.
You can search through pin code also.
He can use the district option. If he knows the district, he can use the district option.
The pin code option also.
Yeah.
He has many options.
Pin code is difficult, sir, pin code. But if he knows the district, then also he can find. Division search is there, state search is there.
so minute you enter Adilabad, so it drops a pin over Adilabad district and all the locations nearby.
Yes.
So at least something would be known to him. I completely say that it will be not known, anything would be not known. Since we're saying that we should even give a state level or a station level. Maybe he says that I have a plant at point X, specific point.
Actually, I was suggesting that if you give the privilege to point out his location in map, it will be better for a layman. Rather than searching for pin codes.
We'll look into that, sir. Whatever is feasible, technically we'll do that. And we will say that, okay, go by search on a map rather than keying in the value. You drag yourself and say, fine, sir, fine. I got your idea. Let me look into it.
Next.
Somebody else? Any other query from the attendees, please?
I think so there. Yeah.
Mr. Suresh. Mr. Suresh, please ask your question.
Amit, I don't think there is any question. अरे यार किसका? Please unmute who is Amit. I think we can conclude now.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am,
Conclude. We can conclude now.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, all the participants, and thanks to CEO System, Shri Neeraj Kumar, Director Operations, Shri Manoj Akuri, Ashna Srivastav, Madam, CPM FOIS, Bela Meena, CSO Database, Amit Jain and his team, Chris. We thank all of them on behalf of CEO System Office. And I would request that this FBD portal is giving a digital connect option to the customer. The field officer should watch the request raised by the customer from time to time, because soon there will be a MIS which will be saying how many requests for how many days, what is the turnout of the requests are pending in the divisions in the headquarters for disposal. And this MIS will be open to all to monitor the customer connect. And please be prepared and train your team and take the necessary steps division wise. Each division will have a specific way of working. Somewhere officers may be looking into it, somewhere nominated inspectors suggesting or suggesting and compiling the information are nominated for the same work. But the work has to be done, the requests has to be disposed. Second issue, that there are many things which are static and which are peculiar to the divisions, like terminal profiles, where if anybody find 2-point combinations, wherever there are any discrepancies in the data given in this FBD. Suppose I show a terminal as a non-lighting terminal, but you have put a mast. So please take a corrective steps to update the profile either in the FOI system or inform us, we can get it updated. But do update it so that the right information is reached to the customer, because we all are custodian of disseminating this information to the customer. So be alert on that issue. If you make any change in your terminal profile, do get it updated. Thank you on behalf of CEO System.
एक मिनट रवि.
Yes sir.
एक इसमें सबको ये भाई ऑल रेलवेज ये सब ध्यान रखिएगा कि इसमें वी आर एक्चुअली देयर इज अ मैनेजमेंट इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम. देयर विल बी अ रिपोर्ट व्हिच विल बी थ्रोइंग अप एज टू व्हाट एप्लीकेशंस or requests are pending with each division, and it is being monitored at the MR level, and therefore expeditious disposal of all the requests will have to be done by the railways and the divisions. Please make sure that that is done. Otherwise, unnecessarily it will pile up and it will be later on very difficult for you to recover from the onslaught of the application that you will be getting on this. Thank you.
Sir, Amit has confirmed that the MIS will be ready by 12th of this month, that by Tuesday, and we will be throwing this we will be putting this MIS on the FOIS web.
That is fine, but the division has to actually quickly dispose it off. They should not let it accumulate. That they should be sure.
Yes, sir. So basically the turnout of the request will be mentioned in that MIS, how much it has been detained in the division or the headquarter or.
So it will be monitored at the railway board level by the minister cell and everybody. So now with this FBD portal, you have to be really responsive in the field. Make sure that the right response at the right time is given by the division. Otherwise, it will get accumulated and people will ask questions to you tomorrow. And that will be very uncomfortable. Okay, Ravi.
Sir, thank you all the participants. Thank you, Amit, for your team.
Thank you, sir.
You and your team. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Raman.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, sir.